Is it necessary for an applicant to write proposal before applying for the... Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rashidat. I'm a Nigerian, and as most of you must have known, I'm in South Korea on a dependent visa. And one of my previous videos, someone asked about scholarship opportunities in South Korea, and you all know I can't give what I don't have. That's why I'm here with my special sister to give us informations, like detailed information breakdown on scholarship in Korea regarding our own institution. And she's a PhD candidate in one of the universities here in South Korea. She's someone I call a lucky lady because she has been to South Korea twice. Like, this is her second time of coming here. She was once an exchange student from Nigeria, but we are not into that today. She's here to give us information on how to apply for scholarships here. So stay tuned with us as we give you the details, the breakdown. Thank you. So,
Hi everyone, my name is Inemese Etuk. I'm a PhD student or PhD candidate or research assistant, anyone is okay, in Gwangju Institute of Science and Technology. This is my second year doing PhD.
thank you for the brief information, the brief introduction. Right? So, actually, my first question is there any scholarship opportunity for foreigners in South Korea?
Yes, there are lots of scholarship opportunities for foreigners, and okay, let me not delve into details yet till I'm asked, but yes, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities.
Okay. So, lots of scholarships opportunities, which means foreigners, most especially Nigerians, can also apply for, and hopefully, if they are granted, they can come. So, another question I have now is, yeah, these scholarship opportunities, I heard there is always need for some student, from some applicants to like send emails to professors, and after the professors might have accepted them, they can now apply to the school. How true is this? And also, is this really important in South Korea?
Okay, so let's start this way. There are different scholarships. There are scholarships for undergraduates, there are scholarships for masters and PhD. In the case of masters and PhD, depending on the school, it's advisable to send emails to the professor and just make inquiries about the lab, and also if they have funding and if the professor is willing to accept you on master's or PhD, depending on what you apply for. So generally, I'll say it's necessary to send professors emails just for inquiries.
Okay.
But if it's for undergraduate scholarships, there is no need to send emails to professors.
Okay. So, okay, for a postgraduate student applying for scholarship, what are the required documents that is expected before applying for such?
Okay. Okay, so for documents, the first documents will have to be your certificates. So for masters and PhD, your certificates for bachelor's program and your certificate of masters, that's for PhD. Then for masters will just be your certificate of bachelor's program and also your transcript, depending on the programs you did. If you're applying for a PhD, of course, it has to be transcripts of your bachelor's and master's. If you're applying for a master's program, it's going to be transcripts of your bachelor's program. Then the other ones are just really depending on the school. So you could be asked to write some essays. Most times it's just the normal personal statements that we know, but some schools try to narrow it down and give subheadings like tell us about yourself, tell us about your dreams, what's your long-term goals, and some of those things. So it narrows down to what they really want you to write. So that's for the essay. Then there are some schools that also require a minimum account balance. That's statement of financial resources.
That's why the scholarship?
Yes, despite the scholarship. So some schools do not state a particular amount, like maybe 10,000 US dollars, but some do. So, so for the ones who state the amount required, it's always, the list is always 10,000 US dollars. And the ones who do not state, then you just have to present a reasonable amount of money in your account. So it shows in your statement of account resources. As far as I know, those are the basic requirements.
But is it not possible for someone to apply without showing any proof of statement of accounts?
Yeah, that's why I said it depends on the school you're
Okay.
applying to. Yes.
Okay. So, like these scholarships, like when can a student apply? Is it sectional or per semester? So, what time of the year can someone apply?
It depends. It per semester.
Okay.
So most times it's around February, March for for the fall semester. Then for the spring semester, it's going to be October to December. So most times those two periods, you apply for spring semester, which starts in March. So that means you're applying between October and December. Then you apply for fall semester, which starts in August. That means you apply around April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this scholarship is actually very, very important and it is a must ask question. Like, how much are we looking up to? Like, how much does this scholarship actually worth? Is it worth enough money to sustain one's living? And probably if there is a family member coming, is the money going to be enough for the family and just for your living expenses?
Okay, so I'll give a general answer, then narrow it down to Gwangju Institute of Science and Technology. That's GIST. So the beautiful thing is, if you apply to a science institute, you are going to be on scholarship. That's just a general thing. Okay, there are 6 science institutes. I'll give the short form. So please check. There is GIST. That's GIST where I am. There is POSTECH. POSTECH. There is UNIST. UNIST. There is KAIST. KAIST. I don't know. Oh, there is DGIST. That's DGIST. I think I've listed all. Okay, so those science institutes always offer scholarships to their students, masters, PhD, and the minimum for masters, minimum is about $700, and for PhD, minimum is $1,000.
That's
Yes.
actually a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
money.
and yes, I remember the first one. The other one I did not mention, which has the highest pay. That's UST. So they actually pay higher than every other science institute. Yes. So if you get there, you are lucky to earn $1,200 as a master student minimum.
Master student?
Yes, and about, I think about $2,000 for a PhD student. Please check and
Huge
confirm.
amount of money.
Please check and confirm. But actually, UST pays the highest in science institutes in Korea. So narrowing it down to just where I am, the minimum amount for master, narrowing it down to just where I am, minimum amount for master's scholarship amount is $700 for master student and $1,000 for PhD student. So I will say it depends on how much you spend.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
but generally, yes, it's
Reasonably low.
sustainable. That's the first one. It's sustainable. If you want to come in with your family, I will really advise come if you are doing a PhD.
Okay.
Yes, come if you are doing a
Great idea.
PhD because masters is 2 years and $700. I'm not sure someone can manage with that with family. So PhD. Yeah. So it depends on how much you want to spend. Of course, you don't have to spend everything. Oh yeah. Please, one general rule is that applying to Korean schools, you have to write the English test. So either IELTS or TOEIC. Oh, sorry, TOEFL, not TOEIC, TOEFL. So you have to write the English test. If you're given a conditional admission, that means you presented
Proof of English?
Yeah, proof of English from your school. Some schools like GIST require that within 6 months you present the English test result. Yeah, so please, that's another document that has to be there.
Is it necessary for an applicant to write proposal before applying for the scholarship?
I'll say yes and no. Yes, in the sense that if you already know the research field of the professor and research project, not field, research project, then you can write a proposal.
Okay.
But most times you don't know
Mhm.
because you're just applying. So you can just write a general thing, your experience. I did this in my master's or I did this in my bachelor's research, and looking through your website, that's website of the professor's lab, I see that you're doing this research on this and this. I think my own background can can align with this research. So proposal is only if you know the project happening in that lab.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving us this detailed breakdown on scholarships in South Korea. So I really appreciate it. Despite your tight schedule at the lab. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So thank you guys for staying with us, and I think you'll find this a little, if not too much, a little bit helpful. Yeah. So I hope you guys will be able to pick one or two things when applying for your scholarship, either in South Korea or anywhere. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Bye.